I got dirt on my shirt. How's it going, guys? Mr. Holton here. And today we have something really cool to talk about. But it's not going to be related to the newly revealed plans for a Witcher 4 that is supposedly in development by CD Projekt Red, in which case, if you're interested, you could just go over to my friend's channel, Begdan Gaming, and check out his video on it. Anyway, as you may know, over 15 years ago, Casey Hudson, the then current project director for Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, finally got the chance to start production on his brainchild. A science fiction adventure that would take inspiration from Star Wars but also contain elements of other Bioware titles. This brainchild of his, of course, turned out to be, well, Mass Effect. And ever since that fateful day, the Mass Effect universe has grown a lot, and so have the fanbase around this beloved universe. Casey has then, jumped from project to project ever since the launch of Mass Effect 3. Up until the year 2020, when Casey announced that he would be departing Bioware for the foreseeable future. But the creator of Mass Effect has supposedly kept busy, as just in June last year, Casey announced that he had established an entirely new studio of his own, known as Humanoid Studios, and that this studio was working on a new IP. IP meaning intellectual property, which in the gaming world translates to a new franchise of games. Now, alright, what's the big deal with this? Well, other than the fact that the mastermind behind one of the greatest sci-fi universes of all time is working on an entirely new franchise, we also have to mention the obvious absence of the infamous worldwide publisher, Electronic Arts. EA, as you may know, has been criticized heavily in the gaming world for, well, many years now. From restrictive deadlines to shady microtransaction practices, EA has long represented the corporate money-making overlords of the gaming industry, and one of the prime victims of this has, of course, been Bioware. Without going into too much depth, the decline of quality in Bioware games started to show with the rushed development of Dragon Age 2 and Mass Effect 3, and we saw on full display how a once great studio devolved into a chaotic mess, with bugged and barebone releases such as Mass Effect Andromeda, and a game that was supposed to signify a fresh start for Bioware, Anthem. Now, I know that it may sound like I'm crapping way too much on Bioware, but I'm really trying my best not to. Fact is, I love Bioware as a company because of their history before all of the shenanigans started taking place. And with the launch of Mass Effect Legendary Edition, it looks like we're finally going in the right direction when it comes to Mass Effect as a franchise. But fact remains that Casey Hudson himself was the mastermind behind Mass Effect, so to see him starting his own company with his own employees is just plain exciting. Speaking of employees, let's check out some of the stuff that's visible on the Humanoid Studios official webpage. First of all, this is what Casey has to say about Humanoid Studios as a workplace. By combining excellence in the arts with innovative technologies, video games have the extraordinary power to transport you to new worlds of adventure. That's what first inspired me to make games, and it's at the heart of what we do at Humanoid Studios. And together with this, we get a look at Casey's vision for the company. Humanoid Studios was founded on the axiom that creative freedom and independence lead to better, more innovative games. Our vision is based on 4 fundamental beliefs. The future of entertainment is interactive. The most engaging entertainment involves worlds, characters, and storytelling. Innovative tools and technologies unlock interactivity that feels magical. And people do their best creative work when they feel safe and supported. So right from the get-go, Casey mentions the very thing that has been a major issue for not only EA and Bioware, but for many other studios. Basically, what he's trying to provide here is a safe and supportive work environment for game developers, where independence and creative freedom is strived for. On the Our Mission part, it says this: delivering magical interactive storytelling by connecting talented creatives to powerful tools in a safe and supportive environment. Our current project is a multi-platform AAA game, focusing on character-driven narrative in an all-new science fiction universe. Now this is of course extremely interesting. Other than hammering home the importance of a safe work environment, Humanoid Studios is giving us hints that the IP that they're working on may very well be somewhat of a spiritual successor to Mass Effect. What exactly makes me say that? Well, first of all, it's supposed to be a AAA game. A AAA game with a character-driven story in a sci-fi universe. It's also going to be an interactive story, which probably means that we'll be seeing choices and the immediate consequences of our actions. Honestly, if you took all that information out of context, anyone familiar with Casey's work would instantly think, oh, that's Mass Effect. But it's not. It's an entirely new fictional universe. And we actually get a sneak peek of this universe with some, well, concept art. As we scroll down this interactive website, we see the concept art in the background. But let's take a closer look, shall we? Here we get a glimpse of what appears to be two astronauts making their way towards a massive skull of some sort. It also looks like this probably long dead creature has a crown of some sort. Parts of the background also looks like it belongs to this creature, and I can't wait to find out more about what the hell this is. Then in the next concept art we see these towering white structures placed in between a vast landscape, as what looks like vehicles in the shapes of orbs make their way to the main structure in the middle, as well as some pedestrians walking on sort of a pathway. In the third piece, we are looking out from what seems to be a space station or a ship of some sort. Interestingly, all individuals we've seen so far are humans, so maybe we're seeing something like a first contact situation, where humanity maybe just haven't encountered alien species yet. Anyway, the fourth concept shows us what looks like the same astronauts from before, as they're seemingly collecting samples of something. If we just look at the statement of the art director, Isaac Moody, this is what he has to say. At 10 years old, I was discovering my love for science fiction. This is the project that would have made me proud at that age. Our team is creating a unique universe that I can't wait to share. Now, if we visit Isaac's art station, it's very apparent that he's a huge science fiction fan. He has a pretty neat sample of art pieces, and most of them scream of futuristic sci-fi. Alright, so now let's look at the statement from Melanie Faulkner, who's the senior producer. Our culture is based on collaboration and communication. It's a safe space to create and grow. Now, when you put one and one together, the statements we've seen so far seem sort of like jabs at the current state of a lot of studios and publishers. You know, pointing to the fact that Humanoid Studios keep mentioning creative freedom and it being a safe place to work, it's not hard to imagine the reasons on why Casey packed his bags and left to do his own thing. Honestly, it's pretty difficult to tell where this sci-fi universe is going, but to say that I'm excited is an understatement if there ever was one. Oh, and if you have any experience with game development, have a look at the open positions on the Humanoid Studios website, because it does look like they're in the process of hiring lots more people. Also, I want to know what you guys think. Does this new science fiction IP look interesting to you? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, have a great day, guys. Mr. Holton, signing out.